Hey, Patsy, good to see you. Anyway, so the rolled oats. Rolled oats are steamed and then they're rolled out. So it kind of has like a flat disc. These are rolled oats. So I'll put some in my hand, but you probably know what they look like, okay? So I never know with the camera on Facebook if you can actually see. But so these are rolled, so they're rolled flat, and they're steamed. They still take some time to cook, but this is what you usually use for granola or a lot of baked goods. And then the last thing, obviously oatmeal. You can make oatmeal out of these. The last type of oats is instant oats, right? Or are instant oats. My grammar's gone to poo-poo, being all stuck in. And instant oats are prepared very similar. They're steamed. So first they're pre-cooked, then they're dried, and then after they're dried, they're rolled, but they're rolled much thinner. So it's a flatter than the rolled oats. So the instant oats are very flat, which means they cook very quickly, which is why we call it instant oatmeal versus just oatmeal. So one takes longer to cook than the other. Can you interchange them? Well, you certainly can in most recipes. Just realize that your cooking time is going to take longer. And if it's in a baked good, if there's supposed to be a tooth to it, the oat is part of this, there's some chew to it, then it's probably a rolled oat. If it's supposed to mush in there where it just kind of becomes part of the recipe, then you could use the instant oats, because instant oats cook a lot faster and tend to become mushy. So anyway, there you go. Interesting thing about whether you are using steel cut oats, rolled oats, or instant oats, because they are all made from the exact same oat groat, G-R-O-A-T, the oat groat. They're all made from the same thing, and the only difference in the processing is the steaming and the pressing or the cutting. All three types of oats have the exact same nutritional value. So if you thought you were getting more nutrition by eating steel cut, right, so that's the toothy, and you didn't like it, no. Or if you thought, I'll just cook them longer and that will be more healthy for me, no. They all have the exact same nutritional value. So did you learn something today? You learned that oats start out as a groat, an oat groat, and that of the three, they all have the same nutritional value. It's just really the size and how much it's pressed and processed. Okay? All right, so there's your oat lesson. It will exceed you, I'm sure. Hey, Tiffany, good morning. Oops, forgot this is your second trip around the block. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we're going to start. Let me put my coffee aside. Did you finish your coffee this morning? Okay. I'm going to move this. Where am I going to move this? I'm going to move this here. Okay, and we're going to need a big bowl. You're going to preheat your oven to 300 degrees. 300. And you're going to need, which I didn't do. There we go. And you're going to need a baking sheet. This is a half sheet pan, but whatever kind of baking sheet you have. And then I just have a piece of parchment paper on there. I buy the pop-ups, because I'm lazy. Poof. Or you can get it and you can cut it. Or you can use like a Silpat, the little silicone mats on there. Because this is going to be a little sticky. So we want to make sure we use something on there, okay? You did learn something. Always thought steel cut were better for you. I know, right? Okay, so we're going to need a big bowl. A big old bowl. All right. And now I'm using rolled oats. That's the middle one, right? Because if we used instant oats, we could get a mushy texture. I don't have steel cut oats. I've never used them. So there you go. Okay, measuring cup. All right, we're going to use 3 cups. So I'm going to make a fairly large batch of granola. All right, it lasts for a while. Like if you put it in a sealed container, you're good. I just have my 4th cup out. That's what I got out. So what does that mean? You could have your kids do math, right? I should probably, no, we'll just do it this way. 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? I'm using my half cup. There's a half cup right there. That's 2 cups. Now 3 cups. 2.5 and 3. Okay, so now I just have my oats in my bowl. Oaty bowl. Okay. Now, your granola, this is your baby. I'm gonna give you a basic recipe. But at that point, I want you to use your imagination and your taste. Whatever you like, that's good, okay? So you've preheated your oven to 300 degrees. You've got your baking sheet with some parchment paper or a silicone mat or something like that on there. All right, so we have 3 cups of oats. The next thing I'm gonna add is a half a cup of brown sugar. Now, I know your sweetener that you use, I know you think I must go through the brown sugar like nobody's business, right? And I kind of do. Your sweetness level is really dependent on you. Some people don't like processed sugar, and so they will opt for like, oh, I didn't get that full. They will opt for stevia, something like that, or monk fruit, or something like that, whatever. That's wholly up to you. Hey, Eva Marie, good to see you. Granola, hey Cheryl, Lenny, good morning. Okay, so we have our 3 cups of oats. We've learned the difference between steel cut oats, rolled oats, and instant oats. Now we have 3 cups of rolled oats in our bowl. We have a half a cup of, now I use dark brown sugar. Remember, dark brown sugar has more molasses in it. And I like that sweet, dark flavor. So if you don't want it as sweet, you can use a light brown sugar. Or you can say, well, I don't want to use dark brown sugar or brown sugar. I'm just going to use some honey. That's fine too. I'm going to use both. Okay, we just need a pinch of salt. I don't put too terribly much in, but remember that even when you're making a pinch of salt, even when you're making sweet things, not just for savory, but even when you're making sweet things, you need to put salt in because salt is a flavor enhancer, right? Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I swear my eyes are just going. They're going. If you like it very cinnamony, use a half. There's no hard and fast rule. I'm going to put a little bit more because I like a lot of cinnamon. You can use nutmeg. You can use a pumpkin pie spice. So really up to you. Now, most recipes for granola is going to call for coconut oil. I used to have coconut oil in the house when that was like a big fad, and I cooked with it every now and then. I kind of just stopped because it really wasn't something that I cooked with a lot, and so then I was like, yeah, I don't really need this. Coconut oil is a solid when you have it, really, and to me it reminds me of Crisco. So that's probably not a good thing. Hey Rod, good morning. I'm so glad they caught the criminal. I think I told you guys Rod's opening a steakhouse in Enid, Oklahoma, and they're on the construction site, somebody broke in and stole a whole bunch of stuff, but they found him and they arrested him. And so Rod's got, I don't know if he got his stuff back or not, but yay. Anyway, okay, so what was I saying? Oh, about the sweeteners. Honey. So you can just use honey. You can use honey. Use your local honey if you want. Or you can just use the brown sugar and say, okay, that's enough sweetness for me. You can use white sugar if you want. I'm using, because there's no such thing as something that's too sweet. Another option is maple syrup. If you have maple syrup, that's fine. We stop, in Texas, there's Buc-ee's and there's also Woody's. Before there was a Buc-ee's, there was Woody's. And so if Buc-ee's is too crowded, we go to Woody's. And they have all the homemade, the pickled this and the jarred that. Anyway, they have these syrups. This one is an apple cinnamon syrup, and this one is blackberry syrup. Yum. So the last batch of granola I made was apple cinnamon. So I'm going to use the blackberry syrup. Oh my. I know. You can use what you got, all right? And so if you're using, there we go. It's 1/3 of a cup. All right, so that's quite a bit. Do I want to measure? Okay, pretend like I have a measuring cup. 1/3 of a cup, okay? 1/3 of a cup. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, there we go. It was all of it. That was the end of the blackberry syrup. So there you go. Polish headband. Oh, well, I guess it could be a Polish headband. All right, then we're gonna, I was talking about coconut oil. So I don't have coconut oil in the house. And I went to the store, I actually got out yesterday, and I went to Sprouts because Sprouts used to have these lovely bins. And so all of these raw ingredients, you could go and you could just get as much as you wanted. But of course, with coronavirus, the bins are no more. Now there are baskets, and inside the baskets are these bags. So you get as much as in the bag. You don't get to choose how much you want. That's okay. Anyway, I should have gotten the coconut oil then. But because coconut oil is solid, looks like I said, like Crisco, you have to actually put it over heat to kind of melt it. I suppose you could put it in the microwave. I've never done that, but I suppose you could. So you've got to heat that up, and again, laziness. So you can use canola oil. Hey, Joanne, good morning. Good morning, Nancy. Yes, coconut oil. So I'm not using coconut oil. I'm just using regular canola oil. That's it. And we need 1/3 a cup of canola oil. So, or coconut oil. And in the recipe, I'll put coconut oil or canola oil. Coconut oil probably has a little better taste, but canola oil doesn't really have a taste to me anyway. And so it's the equal amounts of the syrup and the canola oil. So 1/3 of a cup. Okay? Do you like that? I just thought it was a little pretty. And it's supposed to be like a little tea thing, but I just put the oil in there. And then it's easy. And it's pretty. Okay, so I'm going to give this a little toss. Now you're like, okay, well, that's just oats and sugar. What did we put in there? We put salt. We put cinnamon. Oh, we need some vanilla extract. That's what we need. Now this is gonna make you go, what? But just do it. Just do it. We're gonna need four, I tell you, 4 tablespoons of vanilla. Now, you could, if you want to divvy, you could do like half vanilla and half almond extract. You could do that. 2, 3, and oops, 4. 4 tablespoons, I tell you. No, not tablespoons, teaspoons. Oops. It's not gonna bother me. Mine's gonna be extra. 4 teaspoons, not tablespoons. It doesn't matter. I could have 8,000 tablespoons and I'd be okay. You've been to Buc-ee's. Good. Well, thank you. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you. Okay. Now that we have that mixed up, you say it's just oats. That's not really granola. I know, I'm just breaking my brown sugar up and getting all that. Now this is up to you. Any kind of seed or nut that you want to add to this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I bought. I bought pumpkin seeds. So I'll show you what pumpkin seeds like. So I just got stuff I like. They're like little green seeds. So and again, how much you put in is totally up to you. Do you like a lot of seed? Do you like more oat? Up to you. So I'm going to put a handful of that. I actually got sunflower seeds. I know you're going to go sunflower seeds and granola, but I like it. A lot of people put chia. Is that how you pronounce it? Chia seeds. All kinds of stuff you can put in here. They put bulgur wheat. They put wheat germ. There's just tons of stuff that you can put in here. If you like stuff in your granola, tell me what is it that you like in your granola, and we'll see. Okay, and then I'm going to put, these are just sliced almonds, big old bag of sliced almonds. You can use whatever kind of nut you like. Be a nut. Be a nut. Okay, lots of almonds. There we go. Now, I'm going to mix this up, and basically we just want to make sure that everybody is wet. Everybody is in the swimming pool. Everybody is wet and totally saturated with the liquid, okay? Now, that being said, I'll give you a shot at what it looks like, okay? That's what it looks like. Now you say, but I like chocolate chips or M&Ms or dried fruit. Okay, well, we're gonna get to that, Cheryl. I see that you said that, cranberries, but we don't put that in when we're cooking it. Well, at least I don't. Okay, so get your baking sheet, and we're just gonna dump all of this onto our baking sheet. Then once it gets on there, we're gonna spread it out because we need, whoa, oh, look at that. You see all that cinnamon and brown sugar right there? This is the kind of bowl that you wanna lick. You wanna lick out the beaters, like when you make brownies or cake or something like that. Okay, so now we're just gonna spread it out so we have a nice even layer. Now, if you don't have it exactly even, that's okay, because frankly, that's where you're gonna get some of your chunks. Like when you get granola and there's chunks, it's not all flat and even like that. Some of that is because it's, it cooks, and it cooked all together. All right, we're gonna put this in the oven for 30 minutes. Now, that being said, about halfway through your cook time, so at about 15 minutes, you need to open the oven, pull out your drawer, so you don't burn yourself, right? And then give this a toss, right? So just we're mixing it up, and so nothing's sticking. Everybody gets their own suntan because we want this a nice, pretty brownish color, tannish color. Okay, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Whoa, I almost fed it to you. Okay, now that being said, once it's done, then you're gonna let it cool. I let mine cool for about 15 or 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna add in some other things. So let me put this aside. So that's going in the oven. I bought two things that I think is lovely in granola. And that is, this is sweetened, diced and dried pineapple. Yum. So it's not the candied gingered. I don't like gingered pineapple, but anyway. But you can use dried mangoes, you can use raisins, you can use cranberries. We're not big raisin fans. If I eat raisins, I like the golden ones, but not the regular ones. Any kind of dried fruit that you have, you can put it all in there. Chocolate chips. Lisa, I'm so glad that you said chocolate chips. Hello, Kim. Good to see you. So I'm gonna put, as soon as it's all cooled, then I'm gonna put my pineapple, my dried pineapple. Normally, I love chocolate chips in mine, I do. When I was at Sprouts getting all the grains, the oats and all of that stuff, I ran into this. It's called Ruby Chocolate. Ruby Chocolate, it's just basically chocolate, chocolate chips, basically. They're a little flatter, but, okay, if I can't get the lid off, there we go. But they're pink. Look at that, isn't that pretty? It's kind of a pinkish purple color. And I thought, oh, that would make it so colorful. So we would have the green from the pumpkin seeds, and we're gonna have the bright yellow from the pineapple. If you had mango, you get that orange, or the papaya, dried papaya. And now we're gonna have pink. Because how often do you have pink? You can use M&Ms, anything your little heart desires, any kind of nuts you want. So now, oh, you know what is awful? Hold on. I forgot. We need a bowl. We need a bowl, and we need yesterday's recipe. Do you remember what yesterday's recipe was? Yesterday's recipe, the first one we did, was a fruit salad. Oh, I don't know if you remember the fruit salad, but I'm gonna get a dollop of the fruit salad and put it in my bowl. Okay? So the fruit salad, if you remember, the vanilla fruit salad had strawberries, blueberries, pineapple, mandarin oranges, pears, fresh mint. It had a cup of pineapple juice and a package, the dry package of vanilla instant pudding. So I had some left over because that was a big thing, although I had it for lunch. Now, what's the perfect way to top the fruit salad, or the perfect way to top our granola? Is, this says cookies. It might as well be cookies, but I'm gonna turn it this way. There we go. So when I set it on the counter, now it's not cookies. Now it's granola. So there you go. granola. I'm just in time to hear about dried pineapple. I know. Okay, so now you can you see the pink in there? So I've already got my pineapple in there, and I've got my, here, there's a piece of the pineapple you can see, and my pink chocolate chips. So now, look at this. Oh, can there be too much granola? No, I don't think so. Now, obviously, you can eat your granola just like this. You can eat your granola with milk, or you can use it, look at that. Granola's good with ice cream. Granola's good with frozen yogurt. Granola is good just to sit by the TV with a big old bowl. Cranberries and nuts, yes. Hey Lonnie, good morning. So there you go. Look at that. Our fresh fruit salad topped by our homemade granola. Homemade granola. Who knew it was that easy? It took us that long, really. You put everything in the bowl, you give it a toss, you put it on the cookie sheet, you put it in the oven for 15 minutes, come back, give it a toss, walk away for 15 more minutes, come back, set it out, let it cool for 15 or 20 minutes, and put it in an airtight container. That's it. It's good all week. I mean, quite frankly, it's good for 2 weeks. It won't last that long, but it's good for that long. And you saw how easy it is. So if you go buy a bag of granola at the grocery store, and normally, I mean, buying pre-made stuff doesn't bother me in the slightest, but it's expensive. I mean, granola is expensive. And you'd think it would be the better for you, but quite frankly, store-bought granola has the exact same fat, calories, and sugar that Captain Crunch does. So quite frankly, if I'm gonna eat it, I want the stuff in it that I want in it, not pecans or walnuts or stuff. I'm gonna make it the way I want it. And so there you go. Quick and easy. We used yesterday's fruit salad. My husband said make sure not to sing it, so now I'm gonna do fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Do you remember that? If you have kids the right age, the Wiggles. Oh, anyway. All right, so there's our granola. The next thing we're gonna make, because you know, I like to do two things. I like to do two things when we make stuff. This is my new spoon. Isn't that pretty? It's the black and blue pattern. Isn't that a pretty Polish pottery spoon? I know you think that's pretty. Okay, and my Polish pottery placemat. Okay, the next thing we're gonna make. This is the youngest daughter's, right? So she is an oatmeal fiend. Loves oatmeal. Loves oatmeal. So, let's move this. Yeah, I think I'm done with almost everything now, except for this. Okay, so here's what we're gonna use. This is like a plastic mason jar. I used to make homemade orange marmalade. And then I did, you know, I make the green sauce and give the green sauce away. And then sometimes I make homemade salsa and I'll give that away. And so I like these. These are made by Ball, you know, who makes the actual canning jars, but they're plastic. And then the lid, you know, the lid fits on there like that. And it's easy, right? So, ta-da. Anyway, it doesn't break. So I'm using the plastic one. You can make a big container of this. Good morning, Susan. Hey, Lonnie. Even my afternoon snack is homemade granola with hot vanilla chai tea. Yes, we're gonna make homemade chai tea at some point in the future. I've got a whole segment planned on cardamom. I don't know if you guys have ever seen or used cardamom, but cardamom is one of the spices that you'll find in chai tea and in some really great recipes. And I don't think it's a spice we use very much. So soon we're gonna be doing a whole episode on cardamom. Anyway, okay, so you're gonna need either like a mason jar, but you can just do it in a bowl. As long as the bowl has a lid, you want something with a lid on it. So even if you have like a Rubbermaid or a little thing, that's fine too, okay? This is for overnight oats. And like I said, this is like my youngest, this is a thing for her. All right, so really easy ingredients. We don't need a whole lot of stuff. Oh, I left my, oh, here we go. I write my notes down. What did I say? Oh, I forgot to tell you that granola was invented in 1863 by a doctor in New York. A doctor. There you go. Maybe that's why we always think it's so healthy. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so here we go. We're gonna use a half a cup of, now, most people will tell you a half a cup of plain, unsweetened, this is almond milk. I like the vanilla almond milk, and it's just what I like. And so I'm using sweet vanilla almond milk, and we need a half a cup. So we can just put that, we're gonna do all of our mixing in our container, okay? So half a cup. Now, some people use chia seeds in this. Mine doesn't like that. Mine is like, that's weird stuff. I snack on it at work. That's good. Just got my blue dot Polish pottery face mask. Oh, cool. I know. I was thinking I could make a face mask out of this. Look. Anyway. All right. So we put in 1/2 a cup of vanilla almond milk. Can you make it with regular milk? Certainly. You can make it with whatever you want to. Like I said, milk kind of makes me eh. So anyway, there we go. If you want to add chia seeds, you can. The black chia seeds, nobody in the family likes them, so we're not using them. Okay, now this will make you go a little yah-yah. Oh, there we go. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Now you can use, you don't have to put peanut butter in here, but you can use Nutella if you want Nutella. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Am I measuring? No. That looks like 2 tablespoons. Okay, now this is gonna be the gross part. This is the hardest part of this recipe. If you have like one of those little whiskers, you know, a little hand frothy thing or something like that, it might be easier, but I'm just using a fork. And so we're just gonna give that a whisk, if you will. But I'm not using my whisk, because you know how peanut butter gets all mixed up in the whisk things. This is the hardest part of this whole recipe. And if you don't like peanut butter, then you don't have to do this part at all. But like I said, peanut butter oatmeal. Or you can do, like I said, Nutella. Any nut butter, cashew butter, almond butter. Just, you know, it gives it a little Now, it's okay. You're going to see that it's, when you look in it, there's some chunks. There's some peanut butter chunks. It's okay. When you heat it up, if you do, or in the morning, it'll just be like ribbons of peanut butter. Okay, so we got that in there. The other thing I'm gonna add is a tablespoon of syrup. Now, maple syrup is what most people call for. So if you have maple syrup, use that. I'm gonna use my apple cinnamon. Apple cinnamon and peanut butter goes all well for me. So I'm gonna use a tablespoon. Is it a tablespoon or a teaspoon? A tablespoon. A tablespoon of, this is apple cinnamon syrup, but you can just use maple syrup. Pancake syrup is not maple syrup, but if that's what you got, use what you got. Okay, in it goes. Yum. And then we're gonna give that another little, itchy. Another little whisk just to make sure our stuff is all up. Okay, is that it? Well, we need some oats, don't we? I know, I can't even wait. It's so good. Almond butter with almond milk. Yes, Lonnie, you certainly could use almond butter with almond milk. That's right. Now, the last thing we're gonna use is our oats. Again, we're using rolled oats, not the steel cut, not the instant. Use the instant, this tends to be mushy. We don't want mushy. Blah. We're gonna use a half a cup of rolled oats, okay? So we're just gonna pour those in there. Literally, if I was not chitty chatty, we'd be done. Okay, you mix that all together. And like I said, you can do a big thing, but if you have these individual containers, you can dot, 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 dot. Do a little assembly line, and these will last for like 3 days in the refrigerator. And so every morning when you get up, you can do different flavors if you want to. Every morning when you get up, it's there. Okay, so now, oh, it smells so good and peanutty. Can you see in there? I don't know if you can see in there. Well, it looks like oats swimming in liquid peanut butter, which is a good thing in my estimation. Good morning, Annette. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Put the lid back on that. We're gonna put the lid on this and put it in the refrigerator overnight. Let's say you don't have overnight. but it's for breakfast. But you can have breakfast anytime, right? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. At least 6 hours. This needs to be in the refrigerator for at least 6 hours so that it's gonna soak up all of that. All right, so let me get in the refrigerator and let me swap out. Put that one in there for tomorrow, and we'll take this one out. I'll just use the same fork. There we go. Okay, now do you see? Look at that. It's like all together. It's like a bite of yumminess. Let's do that. You know, if you put some chocolate chips in here, you know what that tastes like? Those no-bake cookies. You know the no-bake cookies with the peanut butter and the chocolate? So good. I would put some of the chocolate chips in here, and that could be breakfast. It's so good. Okay, so we're done. Look how quick we are. We made homemade granola. So you can see what it looks like. There we go. Well, here, I'll pour some in this one. So you can just see the granola, but not with the fruit. So there you go. So that's our granola. I used pink chocolate chips because I could. I used dried pineapple, but you can use mango, papaya, whatever dried you like. You can use cranberries. You can use raisins, regular raisins or golden raisins. I used almonds. You could use peanuts or cashews or pecans or walnuts, whatever nut you like. We used rolled oats, but we did learn the difference between steel cut, rolled, and instant oats. And we know that they all come from the oat groat, G-R-O-A-T, groat, and that they all three have the exact same nutritional value. So we took yesterday's fruit salad and topped yesterday's fruit salad with our fresh homemade granola. Might as well just dump that in there and eat the rest of it. You can have that with milk or no milk. You want to add some Greek yogurt in there? You can do that. Ice cream, all kinds of yummy stuff you can do. And then we made overnight oats, which you saw literally. It takes like 3 minutes, if that, to put this together. And we used almond milk, peanut butter, half a cup of oats, and then we used some syrup. Now I used apple cinnamon syrup, but use maple syrup or whatever kind of flavored syrup you like. We just give that a mix, stick it in the refrigerator overnight or at least 6 hours. And when you're ready, it tastes amazing, absolutely amazing. Tomorrow, I'm very excited. So we have breakfast, cereal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whenever you want it. Even snack time, because I may snack on the granola all day. Tomorrow is kind of exciting. Tomorrow is like a feel-good day. One of my favorite soups is tomato basil soup. And so tomorrow we're gonna be making tomato basil soup with grilled cheese croutons. Oh, grilled cheese croutons, they're so cute. They're just so cute. So I hope that you'll join us tomorrow. From my kitchen to yours, I hope that your day is filled, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with your cereal. And it's homemade and so yummy. I will see you guys tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.